Dude, I don't know why you won't stop whining about how cold it is. It's not even cold, dude. It's like 43 degrees outside. I'm wearing a t-shirt because I'm sweating. I got sweatpants. I just switched out of my sweatpants into shorts. 42 degrees. Why do you look like you're living in an igloo?
It's negative 20 degrees outside where I live.
Do you live in the Antarctic? How do you get internet connection out there?
I just have a string of icicles that are magically broadcasting things into the air.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say that they were hanging off your balls. I was gonna say, oh.
Well, I mean, I'm probably gonna get to that point by the end of this episode.
That seems very dangerous.
And I live in a 100-year-old house that has lots of tiny cracks and crevices that cold air just seeping through. So my family is currently up in the upstairs bedrooms with those little tiny portable heaters in the bedrooms.
Huddling for warmth.
Oh God! And it's like nice and toasty in there. And no, I'm done.
This is all fake news because we all know that global warming is currently happening. So we should all be nice and hot and toasty.
Yeah.
Isn't that how that works?
I will gladly take some global whamming.
Oh, I've heard that about you.
So,
I've heard you like global whamming from both sides.
I've
heard you like a little group global whamming.
Sometimes, Brian, you just need a good whamming globally. I mean, it's just...
I can't even disagree with that. Well, anyway, I am not frozen, and my internet connection is really good, so we should probably just start the show. What do you think? You want to start the show? Are you ready?
Before the Night King reaches me and kills me and turns me into a part of his frozen undead army.
Oh my God. You know what I just realized? I'm pretty sure our president binge watched Game of Thrones. That is why he's so like gung-ho on this global warming and a wall.
Yeah, maybe that's what he's been doing this whole last year.
It's possible. Oh, well, whatever. Well, before the Night King gets you, prepare yourself, Ryan. It's time to break those icicles off your testicles and brace yourself because you have entered another episode of the Geek Dad Report, the one show not frozen and dedicated to bringing you guys all the global warming news you need to know. Not really global warming, more like internet nerd news you need to know, all while putting a smile on your faces. So that way, if you freeze to death with a smile, well, there's no upside, you're dead. But everyone else, it'll make your life more enjoyable. Ryan is frozen. Why are you frozen like that, though? That's not a smile. I mean, you're putting a smile on somebody's face. Maybe not yours. There you go. It's too much teeth. Anyway, I'm Brian West, the hostess with the absolute warmest mostest.
And I'm Ryan Thomason. And when I have to take my dog out to pee in 2 hours when this episode's over, it's they're going to be like, if you don't come back inside the house within 5 seconds, you're just going to have to live outside.
Speaking of frozen balls, that poor dog. Whoa. Yeah. Man, I'd hate to be an animal right now with your just private areas exposed to the cold. I remember last year there was like a really bad freeze that came through North Dakota, and people were taking they're taking pans of water outside. When they threw it up in the air, it became ice before it hit the ground. Nope. Yeah. Not me. That's why I live in glorious Washington, people.
Yeah. I miss glorious Washington, I'll tell you that. Except for the whole anti-vaccine thing you guys are going through.
Oh, God. Do not get me started. We're having a little bit of a measles breakout here, and the amount of genius people who have decided that it is not because they have not vaccinated their kids against measles. That is not why there's a measles outbreak. Even though the outbreak is literally fucking happening in communities that don't vaccinate their kids. Whatever.
There's a reason why.
Can we charge people with stupidity as a crime? Can we make that a crime? Because I know some people that I'm gonna let's let out all the pot smokers and fucking put in all the people who make real bad decisions that kill other people.
Humanity and science created something amazingly wonderful of keeping diseases from coming back and we eradicated diseases until these idiots decided.
Ryan, it sounds to me like Big Pharma is global warming your brain. And next thing you're going to tell me is that the Earth is round, because we all know that's not true.
Yeah. You can't see the curvature of the Earth when I'm standing from my position and
that's
looking
a trick
at
of the horizon. That's a trick of the aliens who faked the moon landing.
Yes. Well, it's a good thing that we do not talk about these kind of things on our
this moon landing. I mean, look at this fake news. Look at this shirt. Fake news right here, Ryan. It should be not life. It should say fake news.
Look in that helmet. That helmet is not a reflection of what is actually happening in front of him.
These are clearly radio waves signaled right into your brain.
Yes.
That are bouncing off a camera, Ryan. Duh. Anyway, what are we talking about? We are not the show of conspiracy news and theories and all the crazy people in the world. We are a show about
where the money is right now, but I mean, we did kind of skip out on that.
Skip out on what?
Skipping out on all the money that can be made being conspiracy.
God,
show.
You know what? Maybe we should change our channel. I can Alex Jones it up a little bit. I'll rip my shirt off and threaten to fight people over, I don't know, Cheerios, whatever he does.
Yeah,
God.
I can do that.
We can yell about gay frogs. What the hell? Fluoride making you crazy. I fucking can't even anymore.
Let's talk about the stuff that make us happy.
Sorry, Ryan. I have a soul, okay? I can't just sell myself for money. I mean, I could, but I couldn't lie about it.
That switch, Brian. You need to flip the switch, and you need to go into...
God damn it. No, I can't. I can't do it, okay? Anyway, what we're talking about... you're freezing your ass off. I know we're kind of joking about it. If anybody's watching this who are in the Midwest or one of these places, it's like -40. I know this shit's real, and it sucks. So keep yourself warm, everybody. Do not light any barbecues in your house. Every year there's a cold front, and every year somebody uses like a propane barbecue in their living room, and they die of carbon monoxide poisoning. So please do not do any of that. Stay safe. Take precautions. I know this is going to be bad. I will say I'm a delivery driver in my Clark Kent life, and it is going to drop down into the teens around here, so I'm going to be freezing my cojones off next week too, right along with you. So it's definitely not -20 or negative. What are you at? It's -7 or 10 or something.
Yeah, right now it's -9 or -10 right now.
Awful. So. I've lived in places that got that cold, and it just sucks. So everyone, stay warm. I recommend if you're bored and you're stuck in your house watching our show, watching all the back episodes, except for the really, really back episodes, because those are real bad.
Show. Just so you know. They would not be bored.
Yeah, definitely. And you'll laugh, and you'll smile a lot. And it'll make you warm inside because you're happy.
Yeah. We will warm you up with our cheery disposition.
We will shove something right inside you that's going to warm you all up. You're going to be so toasty warm.
And now I was going to say something really inappropriate, but I am trying to be a better person.
Than me? You go to hell. Don't you fucking judge me. You know what? Whatever. It's time to move on. We got a lot of news for you guys and gals and everybody in between. So we're going to talk a lot about that this week. We kind of have a topic. We're going to talk a little bit about the state of the DC universe. With Aquaman kicking everyone's ass at the box office. What does that mean, and kind of what they're doing going forward? So we got some interesting, fun nerd talk later on, and then we got a couple questions for you guys and some recommendations before we get out of here. So it's going to be a fun, news-heavy show because there actually was a lot of little news, nothing too major, but we're going to talk about it all. So there's that.
And we're going to be doing a review tonight. And that we'll be dropping that sometime this week. And I think next week we're going to do 2 comic book reviews. So
that's true. Maybe. We're not gonna hold true to that, but we're gonna say we might do it. Leave ourselves a little out. If Ryan ever finishes The Punisher, we're gonna review that.
I read 1, and I'm just gotta wait for you to get caught up.
I'll get caught up. spoiler, we're going to try and review the Umbrella Academy comic books because the new show is coming to Netflix in February. So we're going to try and get you guys caught up. We were going to do that for the Deadly Class, but we didn't do that. So sorry. We're going to try and do it for Umbrella Academy.
Thankfully, we have good contacts at Dark Horse, and we have all the Umbrella Academy comic books for free.
So we're going to check them out and let you guys know if you guys should check them out and give you all the information you need to know about the new upcoming show. So look for that on the horizon. But like Ryan said, after we're done with this episode, we are going to review Reign of the Supermen, the new Warner Brothers animated movie that just dropped. And we are going to also do our Super Bowl special. Why is it going to be special? Because it's going to be real short and a lot of me and Ryan yelling about how much we hate both teams playing this year. So
and we'll probably spend more time talking about our teams than we will about the actual Super Bowl. That's actually true. So it is going to be I think we haven't recorded it yet, but I think it's going to be our funnest show. Seahawks Steelers Super Bowl that's going to happen this weekend, Brian, is going to be amazing.
That's what we should do. We should just play Madden against each other for the Super Bowl because I sure as hell ain't watching that fucking turd bowl. But anyway, anyway, if you feel like I do, stay tuned for that after the show. It's going to be great. We'll have all that stuff up this week. But enough of teasing. Let's dive into tonight's news, Ryan. It is time for us to enter the dojo of the Ninja News. Hiya! We are coming with the judo chop of information. Hooah! We are coming also with the nut punch of fake news learning. Yeah. It's for all you anti-vaxxers. Right in the nuts. Pooyah.
Did not see the nut punch coming. I guess that's why.
Nobody ever sees the nut punch coming, Ryan. That's why it's so effective. So we're coming with the nut punch of truth, and that means no fucking flat earth, no goddamn anti-vaxxers, and fucking no spaghetti monsters in the sky. Let's stick to the facts, people, of entertainment knowledge.
And then we'll finish it off with the Cobra Kai leg sweep of learning.
Oh. Wow, you really let me down. I was building that up. You got to come with something strong, right?
And then when they're down, we just punch him in the throat.
There you go. I thought you were going to be like, you got to finish him off with a hand job of justice. What? No.
Why we finish them off?
Well, that's how you technically finish someone off. You know what?
Hey,
we'll talk about...
I'm really sorry about that nut punch. So we're going
to talk about this after the show. Anyway, all right, first up. I did not organize the news in any form, so it's all going to be real random.
Yes.
FYI. So let's see here. What do I got? What can I scroll to first? First up, goddamn London. Those sons of bitches. Well, I guess not just London, but the whole UK in general. They're getting Avengers a whole week early.
Yeah. So
how is that fair?
Even though they screwed up their whole country with the Brexit thing, we're still giving them
Whoa. First of all, I do not think that right now anybody from America, which is where we are, have any room to talk shit about somebody screwing up their country, Ryan.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. England did a pretty shitty job.
I'd like to say that we both screwed up our countries. We're on equal fuckery footing.
Yeah, it's for like the first time. It's not just that.
What are you saying? What are you saying? Marvel's throwing them a bone and we're sorry that your economy's about to go in the toilet. Here's the Avengers early.
Yeah. There you go. This is your guys' shining ray of hope.
Whatever.
It's the least we could do.
God, you're such a dick. I'm surprised you didn't lead with I've been living in Philadelphia, so hey, UK, hey England, this is because we kicked your ass in the fucking Revolutionary War. We're throwing you a bone. We feel bad for you.
Sorry we had to bail you out everything.
Oh my god, whatever. Anyway, Avengers Endgame. The reason why we mention this, besides the fact that Ryan's apparently a UK bigot, is that watch out for spoilers because they're gonna fucking be everywhere.
Yeah, because the British people are notoriously assholes. So,
where does this British hate come from? Is this because you're Dutch? Are you still mad about something that happened in 1507?
Yes.
Oh my God.
There was that one tax.
You weren't even alive then, unless you're a Highlander. Is there something you want to tell me? Do you have a sword? You're chopping people's heads off?
I've been doing my family genealogy, and I found out that I'm Scottish. And the English screwed over the Scottish many times. So,
man, you know what? I'm scrolling through all of our feed here, and I'm realizing that a lot of people commented on a lot of our posts today, but fucking Facebook didn't notify me of any of them. So, if anybody commented on our Facebook page today and you didn't get a response, I apologize. Facebook fucking sucks.
Yeah, well...
What a bunch of dicks.
But at least they made record profits on their earnings report, so...
Fuck them. Hey, Facebook, if I had any other way to promote the shit that we like to do and talk to people, I'd fucking do it.
Haven't you heard about the thing where Facebook had, like, people been using this app thing that collects, like, every single scrap of their data?
Yes. At this point, we should call Facebook Comrade Facebook. Fucking traitors. Anyway, all right, moving on. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, Avengers. Watch out for spoilers. Yeah. I will say this: the last time they gave the UK an early release, they ended up actually releasing it a week earlier in America too. So check your dates. Yeah, they could be pulling the same bullshit.
Yeah, maybe it'll be good for everyone. We'll get the movie sooner than we thought.
Speaking of bullshit, Ben Affleck has officially stepped down from the role of Batman.
Yeah,
don't you fucking... You better think about what you say next, Ryan. Ben Affleck is the bomb.
I really did like Ben Affleck as Batman. But...
that's all that needs to be said.
The DC universe... I'll save it for the later talk. I mean, we're gonna to be said about
that's true.
The
that's
current.
True. Save all DC talk. We'll blow through it. We're gonna have our long DC discussion later. Speaking of DC, Zack Snyder, the man, my man, love that guy, great director.
And the man with the vision.
Man with the vision. Even though some of you don't like it, not necessarily the best with dialogue, but his action sequences are the best in the industry, and I will fight anybody who says differently. I mean, metaphorically, like an internet fight. I'm not going to show up at your house and punch you in the face, but, you know, you get the gist. I don't condone violence, people.
Except on idiots.
Zack Snyder does in his movies, though, and he's coming back with a movie that sounds batshit crazy, and I cannot wait to watch it. The best part is it's going to be on Netflix, so I don't even have to pay for it. It's going to be, so it's called Army of the Dead, and here's the premise of the movie. A zombie apocalypse has broke out, and the world is cornered off areas of the outbreak. So, like, you have safe zones, and then you have zombie zones. Well, a group of elite ex-special forces soldiers are going to team up together to do the biggest heist of all time that's located inside one of these zombie outbreak areas.
How is it a heist? It's like the zombies like protecting it?
Or... I don't know. Here, I'm going to read it because this is just, I probably fucked it up. Here we go. Hang on. Let's see.
I mean, it kind of sounds like World War Z, but like with Ocean's 12 or something.
Yeah, here we go. He crafted a story. It's described as an action and adventure movie that takes place during a zombie apocalypse outbreak in Las Vegas, and a man assembles a team of mercenaries to venture into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted.
Huh.
It's apparently a $100 million movie. And Zack Snyder.
Zombie Ocean's 11 sounds awesome.
And he says, I'm really excited about this because there's no handcuffs on me with this one. I thought it was a good palate cleanser to really dig in and make something epic, fun, and crazy bonkers in the best possible way. Let's see here. It will be the most kick-ass, self-aware, but not in a wink to the camera kind of way, balls to the wall, zombie freak show that anyone has ever seen. Nobody's ever let me completely loose like this.
Yes! Did he say hashtag thank you Netflix?
Yes! Hashtag Brian, this movie's for you. I'm already... Yeah. I can't wait.
So, you said it's a Netflix production?
Netflix production. Comes into production. It's going to do it this year, so it'll probably be next year when it comes out.
Yeah. So, that sounds good to me. I mean, as much as it sucks when Netflix like raises the prices, by a couple of bucks. Mm-hmm. we're still getting our money's worth because we're getting to see shit like this. So
I'm more just frustrated at Netflix that they canceled fucking Daredevil.
Yeah, that's true.
And I kind of wanted an Iron Fist season 3. I know Iron Fist was kind of stupid, but season 2 was fun.
You know, Punisher is coming up next.
Yeah, well, we haven't reviewed it yet, so once we review it, it'll immediately be canceled. So that's why I've been kind of holding off. We'll see.
It's a good thing I haven't started watching it yet.
Oh my god. All right. Well, speaking of things that'll probably get canceled at some point, Chucky is getting a TV show at SyFy.
No.
Do you think SyFy Channel is the right network for this?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably not going to be super scary, but...
Well, okay. You know what? To be fair, I just started watching... they just dropped the new season of Magicians on SyFy. So I watched the first episode. And SyFy apparently has officially gone on board with USA, and they say fuck literally all the time now.
Yeah, I mean, they're a cable network. They can get away with a lot of stuff. I mean, might as well just start doing it.
There was no nudity, but a dude got his throat slit open and blood sprayed all over these characters' faces while they were eating ice cream. So, you know what? Maybe Chucky is perfect on SyFy Channel.
That sounds like HBO kind of stuff.
Yeah, dude. It's, you know what? I mean, a lot of these shows I've seen, they show a lot of butts and stuff. They are literally boobs away from just being HBO at this point with commercials.
Well,
or Wang.
The thing that does it is commercial that makes it terrible. But
yeah, we'll see. You know what else makes it terrible? Not dropping it all in 10 episodes. I kind of like. I actually called up Comcast to cut the cable. Our contract was up, and I was like, "Fuck it, I'm done." We only watch shows, and we won't even watch a show now. Until me and my wife, we won't even watch it till the whole season's ran, and we have the whole thing on our DVR, and then we just binge watch it. Right? Yeah. Netflix and Amazon has completely ruined me how I watch TV now. The new DC Young Justice came out on the DC Universe app, and I haven't watched it yet because they were only releasing 3 episodes at a time. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna wait till they get about 15 episodes, and then I'm gonna blow through it.
Oh, so you started from the beginning of Young Justice?
No, I haven't started at all. I started watching the first episode of Season 3, and I realized, I have no idea what's going on. So I got to at least watch some of Season 2 to get caught back up.
Yeah, I was thinking about trying to, just start from the beginning and just blast.
Yeah, that might not be a bad idea and just watch it with the kids, because that is a great show.
Yeah.
I will say a little DC Universe news. I don't know if we told you. I think Ryan maybe mentioned it. So a while ago, he tweeted at DC Universe. One of the things that we were really upset about wasn't the lack of content, TV content. We knew a lot of stuff was coming and it was going to be developed and it was going to take a while. So kind of knew what we were getting into when we subscribed to the DC Universe. But they promised us a lot of comic books, and it was bare bones on the comics. I mean, it was one issue, and then you have to buy the rest. So they doubled the amount. They've been slowly adding comic books here and there and adding more and more. But they this last January, they released an update, and they doubled the amount of comics that they had on there. They have entire runs, storylines. I think a lot of people, I'm going to say that your tweet, Ryan, they realized the power that we possess at Geek Dad Report to really shut them down. And they caved. But we won't take sole credit. We're going to say us and everybody else who all had the same critique, this is bullshit. Where are all the comic books you promised us? Because everybody was under the same impression that we would have access to the entire DC library. And I cannot imagine everyone thought that unless they kind of led us all down that path and then at the last minute pulled a switcheroo.
Yeah, I'm really glad that 2 times that we tweeted at them really paid off for everyone.
We have a lot of power, man. I've been telling you this for a long time. We're high-ranking members of the elite news media, and people listen to what we say. So, but to be fair, if you look at the Marvel comic, the Marvel Unlimited app, they have 10,000 comics. I never expected DC to put their entire catalog up, but
yeah, it's going to take time to get digital, copies of everything.
My biggest complaint is you don't have to give me an entire run, but give me an entire story. So, if there's a story that runs over 6 comics, make those 6 comics available so I can read them.
At least do an arc.
Yeah, give me a story arc. You don't have to give me Batman Detective Comics 300 through 1000, but you just give me if If you want to give me Nightfall and let me read how Bane breaks Batman, then give me Nightfall. Don't give me 3 issues and then be like, you can buy the rest at Comixology. Fuck you, I'm not buying shit.
Right. You know there's like probably like one intern that has to like take each comic book and like go to a scanner.
Well, good. Hey, you know what? Good
like,
for them because I'm
scanner.
I'm going to tell you right now. I love print. I do. But the future of individual issues is digital. People are going to buy issues on digital and they're going to buy collections on paperback because that's what I do. Everybody I know who reads comics, that's what they do too.
Yeah, it's the new way of doing it. I mean,
well, because you can buy an entire story run and it looks like a book and you can put it on a bookshelf. You know?
Yeah, and you don't want a single print is just so thin.
Yeah, if you come to me and say, Brian,
just have a binder that says, like the name and, and stuff like that.
Like when I loaned you my Planet Hulk comic books, right? Yeah. It was easy to say, oh, here's this thick-ass comic book. Yeah. It's great. It comes in, it was hardback. It was really, the pages were beautiful. Here you go. You can read it like a book. I'm not going to hand you 27 issues of Hulk and say,
I would never have taken it.
Yeah, look, this is the Incredible Hulk 117 through 120, and this is the Unbreakable Hulk, and this is the order they go in. Here you go. No, you just want to take the book and read it. So, I mean, like I said, hopefully they will figure it out soon enough. Give me the option to buy the paperback after I've read the digital because, yeah, once I've read the digital, sometimes I just want to have the collected issues, and I'll put it on I've got a ton of comic books that I read first in digital,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, I love digital comics. I mean, that's the way I read everything now. And like you said, if I really like something, I'll buy it. I'll give them my money when I buy the trade paperback. So
it's nice to see the DC universe. So if you do have the app or you're thinking about getting it, there's a lot more comics and there's a lot of content starting to show up on it too. So, I think in a few years, I think there's going to be a ton of stuff to consume. I mean, right now it's only like $6 a month, so it's not like you're paying a ton of money for it. So, I mean, it's definitely worth it, especially with additional comic books. All right, moving on. Since we were talking about Batman earlier, apparently Rocksteady's next game hasn't quite been confirmed, but it sounds like it's going to be yet another Batman game. There's a lot of rumors that it was going to be a Superman game or possibly a Justice League game, but the rumor is that it's going to be called Batman Arkham Crisis, which honestly I'm kind of bummed about. I love the first couple.
3 different Batman Arkham games or something.
Yeah, I mean I think this is the 4th. I played the first 2, loved them, they were great. And then I played the 3rd one, which everyone says is the best one, but it's exactly the same as everything else, except for you get a really hard to control Batmobile. And I just was like, ugh, I've already played this. They've had almost every classic storyline. I've spent hundreds of hours playing as Batman. They're great games, but I would love to... I mean, hell, even use the same thing and just give me a Green Arrow game. I don't... Just give me something different.
Do Flash.
Give me a complete Robin. Give me a Nightwing game.
Ooh, that'd be sweet.
But I was really hoping they would go Justice League or, like I said, or Superman, but... Whatever. Or how about this? Give me a Batman Beyond Arkham game.
Oh, that'd be fun.
How great would that be? You want to give me a Rocksteady, you want to give me one of your Batman games, give me Batman Beyond, a new suit, a new city, new storylines, and it would be amazing.
Do a Darkseid game, and you just get to be Darkseid all the time. Just be an evil asshole.
Just be a villain and just kill everything. That'd be great. But that's one property that really drives me nuts, and we're going to talk about a little bit. I'll bring it up when we talk about Warner Brothers. But Batman Beyond. How come we don't have anything Batman Beyond? That is a great Batman storyline that nobody does anything with anymore. Ugh. All right, we'll talk more about that in our DC talk. We got our first kind of teaser for Hobbs and Shaw. The new Fast and Furious spinoff movie is it's the one that's coming this year. Fast 9 starts production next month. There's going to be it's confirmed there's going to be an all-female Fast and Furious spinoff. So I'm guessing
has the internet exploded yet?
I'm guessing I mean Fast and Furious I think is the one franchise that people will be like, yeah, that's great. Let's do an all-female version because there's been a lot of great female characters in Fast and Furious and. I mean, whatever. People love cars and people.
Are they still boosting cars and stuff? I mean, I haven't watched.
At this point, they're like saving the world from like international terrorists. I'm not even sure what happened. I mean, it started as like a Point Break remake with cars, and now it's kind of like James Bond XXX space.
Yeah,
soldiers.
I didn't know that's what the trajectory was from car thieves to international spies.
Well, we found out what the spinoffs are going to be called. So we got to first look at Hobbs and Shaw as far as the title. It is called Fast and Furious Presents Hobbs and Shaw. So it looks like they're going to try and do a bunch of Fast and Furious spinoffs, and they're all going to be called Fast and Furious Presents.
It's like, like the couple of characters just get their own little movie. No, which one is that? The one that
Hobbs and Shaw is The Rock and Jason Statham. So the absolute best part of Episode 8, Fast and Furious 8, they got their own movie, which I'm really excited about.
Okay. I don't know who the hell those people were.
That is so much like testosterone and giant big bald heads in one movie. I just can't even handle it.
Is there a movie where The Rock isn't in it at this point? I mean,
any movie? I don't think he's been confirmed for Star Wars Episode 9, but I wouldn't put it past him.
I'm feeling he's like an extra, probably like in every movie at this point.
Actually, I think sorry, I'm wrong. He actually played the Millennium Falcon in Episode 7, so he will be reprising his role as the Millennium Falcon. He's a giant man who goes really fast. Anyway, I don't know. Hobbs and Shaw, we're supposed to get... We'll see. We're going to get our first trailer apparently on Friday. The Rock released a little teaser. It was the definition of a teaser. It was him standing in front of a garage that opened up that said Hobbs and Shaw, trailer coming Friday.
Trailer. I hate that we have teasers for trailers now.
You got to get people hyped, Ryan. You got to get them excited for the trailer.
No, we just stop, Internet.
Whatever. Well, speaking of things that you should be getting excited for, Ryan, CBS All Access news, because who doesn't love paying an additional $7 a month for CBS when you have to pay cable to have CBS?
Yes, because it's not like CBS. You can't just watch it normally or anything.
No, but now you get all access, which means you get special access to stuff. So we're getting 70
Bang Theory episodes.
Well, no, what they're really doing is they're trying to start their own CBS Netflix, I guess, where they just only show CBS shows, but now they have a
network that's already on the major broadcasting networks.
Yes, that. Well, at first I didn't understand why they just call it the Star Trek network, because literally every new show they have in production is a Star Trek show. They got like 30 Star Trek shows in production.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna get to see what Captain Picard did after he left the Starfleet.
Well, apparently it's the Captain Jean-Luc Picard show that he's not a captain in, and apparently it's like one season and it plays like a 10-hour movie.
Okay.
I really hope he opens his wine farm and it's him making wine for 10 hours.
No, he's gonna be like that one episode where he lived the whole rest of his life on some alien planet.
What if it's slowly him for 10 hours drinking Earl Grey tea, playing his flute, telling us stories about when he was on the Enterprise?
Yeah. That sounds dumb.
I don't know. It'll be fine. Whatever. I don't know. We won't see it because we don't have CBS All Access.
I've been using Star Trek Next Generation as my background noise, and dude has not really seemed like he's aged at all.
No, I was seeing this thing like people were recasting for the X-Men, and they're like, who should play Professor X? And I'm like, fucking Jean-Luc Picard. Bring him back.
Yeah.
He looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
So anyway, CBS All Access. We're not going to be watching any of those shows because we don't have CBS All Access. So another show we're not going to be watching because we don't have CBS All Access is apparently they're going to Stephen King's The Stand is getting made as a TV show.
Great.
On CBS All Access, which I don't know. You know what? I've never read the book. I've never seen the TV movie, and
yeah, there's no point in CBS All Access. It's like the most I don't want to say unwatchable, but it's the most uninspiring streaming service. There's nothing that makes me have to say, jump up and say, "Oh, I gotta get it," and then, be like, "Yeah, I'll just keep paying for it," Other than like doing it for 1 month to try and just get to like a full season of the new Star Trek show and then cancel it as fast as I can. There's no reason for CBS All Access.
I was going to do... They only do a 2-week trial, those sons of bitches. I was kind of hoping they do it month-long so I could binge-watch everything. Fuckers, but...
Yeah, you can maybe do it in 2 weeks if you put a dedicated effort.
What we need to do is wait for all these shows to come out that we want to see, and then I'll do 2 weeks and give you my password, and then you can do 2 weeks and give me your password. And then we have a whole month.
We'll combine it.
Because they go off emails, so I might just have to sign up for a few emails. I might have signed up for like 10 new emails just so I can run them all through the CBS All Access.
Just making Google emails.
Fuck CBS All Access at gmail.com.
The next one is we fuck CBS All Access 2 at gmail.com.
just keep running them up. 1,127. I think they're like, this guy is never paid, and he's the same fucking email. If any of you have CBS All Access and like to share the password with me or Ryan so we can review said shows and talk to you about them, we'd be also okay with that.
Which nobody has it, so...
Well, somebody's got to have it. Star Trek Discovery gets a ton of views.
Yeah. We'll see.
I would guess that it's also one of the most pirated shows.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what else we got here. Let's see, a little Star Wars news, not really too much news. Star Wars Episode 9 is not going to have a trailer for the Super Bowl, so if you were like me and thinking, fuck, I'm going to have to watch the Super Bowl to see if there's a Star Wars Episode 9 trailer, well, now you don't have to, because there is not one.
Mm-hmm. And that's good. I think as much as they can keep things tightly wrapped up, the better. Because they're gonna do something that ruins it.
Well, I mean, they're honestly still filming right now, and there's Star Wars Celebrations coming in April. That's like the Star Wars big Comic-Con put on by Disney. I cannot imagine that they're not going to roll out the first trailer at that. I mean, that would be a huge deal. So, I mean, April. Listen, the movie doesn't come out till December. I know we had a year for The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and I'm dying to hear. See a teaser, a title, anything. I just don't care. I just want more movie posters because I need them for my screensavers. Because right now, that's the Celebration poster I got right now. I need a new Star Wars poster for my screensaver. So
yeah, my son was rewatching The Last Jedi tonight, and he's like, "Dad, how long has it been since they had the last Star Wars movie?" I'm like, "Well, they had Solo." And like, "No, since this one." I'm like, "Well, this one came out in like 2017." Mm-hmm. He's like, "No, it hasn't been that long." And I was like, "Yeah, it came out in December 2017." He's like, "It's been 2 years since I've had a new Star Wars movie."
I know. Listen, Lincoln, I feel you. I want a new movie every year. Yeah. I don't know why they want to scale back. No, I don't scale back. I want 3 Star Wars movies a year. Yeah. I want them all. I want the TV shows. I want the movies. Bring them all.
Yeah, he's serious. He's upset now that he realized that he's not getting like a new Star Wars movie like every 6 months.
The Force is with us. Bring it on. But anyway, so apparently Anthony Daniels did film his last set, which could possibly be his last turn as 3PO. He released a tweet that said, Today was C-3PO's last on Episode 9. How sad. He's sad, so am I. We're so proud to have worked with such a lovely, talented cast and crew led by JJ and Kathy. I'll miss everyone, but I'm glad to know that we've been making something exceptional together to share with the waiting world."
So what's the over-under? That CPO getting just ripped to shreds by Kylo Ren.
I don't think that. I mean, I just think that I don't think he'll die, but
characters where they'll give him like either a graceful death or he like just gets.
Well, I mean, Disney has been saying that this is the end of the Skywalker saga for a long time. So my guess is this could be this honestly, and since everyone was all butthurt about The Last Jedi and didn't go watch Solo, we're not getting any more Solo movies. I don't know if they're gonna dive any more into the previous territory. So this could technically be the last time we see Anthony Daniels as C-3PO. So I mean, if that's true, it's the end of a long era. I mean, he's been doing this since 1977, probably 76 if you look when they started filming. So I mean, what is that? 43 years he's been C-3PO.
So you don't think they're going to do like some like crazy death on him? You think he'll be more of a graceful exit?
No, I mean, I think there are some legacy characters. Maybe the droids are literally the only ones that make it out alive. It's possible. It would be fitting.
There'll just be like one scene where just George Lucas is tied to a stake and...
No, if anybody dies, it's going to be R2. He'll go out like a boss in a blaze of glory.
That'll just rip people's hearts out.
If C-3PO dies, it's because he'll be running away like a coward.
We've already seen 3CPO like ripped into pieces and Chewbacca trying to, twist his head back on.
No, I think he'll be fine. I just think that he sent that out because I think everyone's kind of knows this is the end. I mean, whatever Star Wars chooses to do, I think they're going to go in different directions. I think we're going to get a Knights of the Republic. I think we're going to get a lot of different stories, and I don't know if they're going to tie back into the characters that we know and love. So, I mean, I hope they do. I love Solo. I hope Solo's done so well on video. Every person I've talked to, with the exception of fucking Chris, and not evil Chris, but boring ass plot twist Chris, really loves Solo, and it's finding a huge second life on DVD and Blu-ray and Netflix, and people love it. So, is that enough for them to move forward? I don't know, but I would love to see more of Solo, and hell, I'd love to see a Luke Skywalker movie set after Return of the Jedi. Bring in the Winter Soldier, have him play Luke Skywalker, and just have him run around lightsabering people. I'm good with that.
We'll take everything we can get.
Yes. Speaking of taking anything we'll get, we got our first trailer for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 6, which, spoiler, Coulson's dead. Or is he?
No.
Because the whole beginning of the trailer tells you how Coulson's moved on, and at the end you see Space Pirate Coulson in a twist. Dun dun dun!
Wait, did he have an eye patch?
No, but he looked like Star-Lord. He had a sweet gun. Like, let's be real, they're not killing Agent Coulson.
You can't kill, like, the Agent S.H.I.E.L.D.
But here's the thing. Well, Mac is now the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Daisy Quake Johnson is just kicking everybody's ass.
I forgot.
Spandex unitard.
I completely forgot how the last season ended. It feels like it's been a long time.
It has, because it ended like in June or April of last year. We're not getting any new episodes till this summer.
I'm gonna have to like rewatch like maybe parts of the last couple of episodes of last season, because I honestly can't remember how it ended right now.
Well, I could spend a lot of time telling you, but I'm not gonna, so we'll just move on. Let's see what else we got here. I'll save that. Netflix is developing a Resident Evil TV show, so that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I like it. We got our first trailer for The Boys. It's a superhero show, I think, from Image Comics, directed or done by Seth Rogen, same people who did Preacher. So it's going to be for Amazon Prime. If it's half as crazy as Preacher, I'm in.
Yeah, anything like Preacher, go for it.
Yeah, pretty much. The Lost Boys has gotten a series greenlit at the CW, so we'll see. I was excited for this until I saw it was CW, and I like CW, but I think The Lost Boys would be much better as like a Showtime series.
Yeah, and CW, just they're trying to hit like the certain teen demographic, so.
Yeah, I mean, CW is basically, unless it's Supernatural or the Arrowverse, I don't watch it. Yeah. Actually, I do watch The 100. That's a pretty good show. All right, let's see. What else we got here? Last couple things. We got a trailer for The Umbrella Academy, but more on that next week. Apparently, Starship Troopers, the original cast and producers and people who made it, are trying to get a TV show.
Why not?
They have no network or anything, but they're going to try and put together and then pitch it, so we'll see. Detective Pikachu comes out this August, and apparently with the studio scene of it, they love it so much that they've already planned a sequel.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Pokemon movie. My kids are like super stoked already for it. So
yeah, so are mine. That's all they talk about. I was showing Chuck, my youngest, the Captain Marvel trailer, and she's like, "Oh, this is cool. When's the Pikachu coming out?" Like,
Pikachu.
Like, all right, cool. We have a mysterious Christopher Nolan movie coming out in 2020. Nobody knows what it is. Only that it's for Warner Brothers, and it's coming out next year.
It's going to be a movie about, what was his last movie?
I think he's going to do a secret Batman movie.
Wasn't it like Interstellar or something? Was his last one?
No, he did Dunkirk.
Oh, Dunkirk. That one was boring.
I didn't watch it. And I love Christopher Nolan. It's the only one I haven't seen.
Good. It was boring.
I heard that. I heard it was boring, so I didn't watch it. I don't care. I'll probably watch this one. It'll be good. Who knows? If you know what it is, let us know. We have official confirmation that the Jay and Silent Bob reboot has found a studio and is officially going forward.
Why not?
Yes, because Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back is one of my all-time favorite movies. Cannot wait.
Yeah, especially the slow-mo chick scene.
So apparently Jay and Silent Bob Reboot is a sequel to Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, where in that movie, familiar, they were mad that somebody turned their life story into a comic book movie and wanted to go stop the movie. In this one, they find out that someone's rebooting Jay and Silent Bob movie. What is it called? Blunt Man and Chronic. Somebody's rebooting Blunt Man and Chronic, so now they're trying to go stop the reboot of their movie. So this is called Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, which is going to be great. I can't fucking wait.
As long as they do the Matt Damon and Ben Affleck are in it.
God, Matt Damon could be in it. Ben Affleck and Kevin Smith apparently are not in talking terms right now, which kind of sucks.
Oh,
I really hope they figure that out. But he was talking. I listened to Fat Man Beyond, and he was talking about this, and he was like, "Listen, the first one, I knew some people." He goes, "I have way more friends now who want to be in this movie, so expect tons of cameos in this movie."
Yeah.
They better bring back Will Ferrell and that goddamn orangutan, though. That's all I'm saying. That shit was hilarious. I fucking love that movie. That's one of my all-time favorite movies. All right, speaking of movies that aren't my all-time favorites, Jared Leto's Morbius apparently is officially coming out in 2020.
Yay.
Whoopity-doo. Let's see. We got our first trailer for Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. It's the first movie that's coming out about Ted Bundy. We have multiple Ted Bundy movies coming out soon.
What's the Ted Bundy thing lately? I mean,
everybody's all about serial killers, which whatever. People are psycho. I mean, you have the Charles Manson Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by Quentin Tarantino coming out this summer, too.
I don't understand fascination with serial killers, but
they're psychos, and they just murder people. But hey, whatever. More power to you, I guess, if you're in love with them. And then I think finally, let me scroll through real quick. We're going to talk about, well, it's not finally. Aquaman's going to lead into our topic here. But, we got a quick DC Birds of Prey teaser. That is the Harley Quinn standalone movie. Well, I guess not standalone. She has the Huntress and Black Canary in it. Yeah. It was really a teaser. It was like 5-second video that showed all the characters in costume. It looked like Harley Quinn and everybody else. So, I mean, hey, whatever.
Wow, that was so awesome.
Yeah, it was great. A little bitty deal.
Just wait till you can do a real trailer, people.
Yeah, I mean, whatever. They want people excited. I mean, I love comic book movies, so sure, cool, awesome, perfect. And then, there was one more story here. Where'd it go? Apparently, Warner Brothers is developing a Funko movie that is going to have Marvel, DC, and Star Wars characters. So think Legos movie, but with Funkos. But here's the kick. Here's who's already been confirmed. Oh, come on. Where'd it go? All right, well, whatever. Apparently, it's already been confirmed that we're going to have Darth Vader, Wonder Woman. Like, it's crazy. There's all kinds of characters that are going to cross streams in this movie. So, whatever. If they do it half as good as a Lego movie, I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in the bag for this shit.
Toss in some Game of Thrones Funko.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I mean, honestly, they can literally use anything that they have a license for. So, this movie could have so many characters in it. Yeah,
because they've literally, licensed, everything that could possibly...
They have, 500 licenses, man.
Yeah, it's insane how many licenses.
Oh, look at the new one I just got. It was on clearance. It was on sale.
They even have
$3.
Players. They got sports people and
guys,
stuff
I got this for $3.
You can get Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson hanging out with Deadpool.
Oh, I like this movie already. We definitely got to watch it. And then finally, last story before we get into our main topic tonight. Deathstroke apparently is going to be the main villain in Titans Season 2 on DC Universe.
Wasn't it Deathstroke's daughter or something, wasn't it?
No, it's Deathstroke.
Oh,
himself.
I thought I saw
Slade Wilson, which is actually really because Deathstroke has been one of the main antagonists for Teen Titans for a long time. In fact, Teen Titans, I believe Deathstroke was introduced in Teen Titans in the comic books. So,
well, and Teen Titans go to the movies. You also get to see a lot of Slade.
Slade Wilson, look how badass he is. Yeah, so I'm super excited for that. If anybody doesn't watch Titans, good show. A little slow in the beginning, but it picks up, and by the end, you're like, you want more.
Yeah. Especially in the last 3 episodes, they really picked
they
up.
give you 11 episodes, and it's not enough. You're like, I need more Titans in my life.
Yes, but they did it the right way, where they didn't throw in 3 more episodes that made it completely nonsense. They knew when to...
Exactly. Okay, and then finally we'll spend out, we won't spend too much time here, but probably spend about 10 minutes. I wanted a quick talk. We had, there's 2 news stories I want to talk about. The first one being that, and this kind of all ties into a DC universe. I know we've talked a lot about DC in the past, but I've had a lot of people ask me about with the success of Aquaman, what does this do? Because DC has kind of been famous for basically wanting to move away from the Batmans and Supermans, the big... the core Justice League characters. The Green Lantern movie was basically pushed way back. The Flash movie's been scrapped. The Cyborg movie's most basically been scrapped. The Batman is coming out, but it's going to be a prequel, and they're going to recast. We talked earlier about Ben Affleck stepping down. Man of Steel has been put on infinite hold until they figure out what's going on. And I'm pretty sure Aquaman would have been canceled altogether if they hadn't already been, neck deep in production.
Yeah,
after Justice League.
They made it seem like they were going to cancel it and not even released it at some point. I mean,
critically, Suicide Squad was hated, even though it made $800 million. BVS was apparently hated and also made $800 million. Justice League was a steaming pile, and it still made like $600 million. So, yeah. But anyway, so the news basically is that Aquaman is officially the highest grossing DC movie of all time. That means he has beaten out all the Christopher Nolan beloved Batman movies, which are the high mark for comic book movies, which is beaten out by Aquaman, and it's still not done. And, this is a movie, like I said, I guarantee you, had they not already been in production, they would have scrapped.
Oh, yeah. That would guarantee that they were just going to move on with Wonder Woman and just try and figure out how to reboot everything.
Yeah, I mean, when it's all said and done, Aquaman is going to make $400 million more than Wonder Woman. And Wonder Woman was this... And I love Wonder Woman. I'm not saying, I'm not shitting on one to praise the other. They're both great movies. But, the question is so it seemed like the move that DC was going to make was get rid of everything Justice League and do everything like side stories. I think they're trying to copy Marvel yet again. Everybody loved Harley Quinn, so we have a new Harley Quinn movie coming. We have multiple Joker movies coming, which I don't know why. I mean, listen, I'm all for these side movies. I don't mind a Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie, as long as that's not all we're getting, right? I know we're getting Shazam, but, we live in a universe where we can have a Green Lantern movie, a Superman movie, and we can still have multiple Joker movies and Harley Quinn movies and stuff like that. So... they did move forward with Suicide Squad. They brought in James Gunn, which I think was a great move. But the question everyone keeps asking me is, what are they going to do now? Aquaman is your typical Superman, Batman, massive, muscular, super, A-lister for... And, and he's the highest grossing movie of all time. So what do they do? What do they do? They can't just scrap the universe now. Because you have Wonder Woman, which was a huge success, that was in Justice League. You have Aquaman, that was a huge success, that was also in Justice League. You can't pretend that Justice League doesn't exist anymore. And
it's an easy solution, Brian. The next movie is Atlantis versus the Amazonian. And for supreme justice, the supreme rulership of planet Earth.
And that's basically what happens in Flashpoint, but
Yeah.
nobody likes Ezra Miller as the Flash, so I mean, it's kind of hard if you make a Flashpoint. I mean, DC has a real problem. I mean, and this is coming off the heels of, so earlier, I think today, Kevin Smith on Fat Man on Beyond, that we talk a lot about on the show because he's a great podcaster and has infinitely more viewers than we do. He was at a set in London, and he was hanging out with some people who were making Star Wars, and apparently a ton of them were the same people who helped make Justice League with Zack Snyder, and apparently he basically laid it all out. Apparently, here was the original version of Justice League. There was 3 movies. Warner Brothers greenlit 3 Justice League movies with Zack Snyder. He was going to do Man of Steel. He was going to do the sequel, the follow-up that became Batman v Superman. And then there was supposed to be 3 Justice League movies. So it was supposed to be a 5-movie arc total. Started with Man of Steel, then went to Batman v Superman, and then the last 3 Justice League movies. This whole thing was mapped out with Jim Lee, the super creator Jim Lee for the DC Universe. Yeah. And it was going to go as follows. So, what?
I said DC Super God.
Yeah, Jim Lee and Zack Snyder mapped this out. The first movie of Justice League is a lot what we already saw, with the exception of it was going to be much better. and we still had Steppenwolf, but it was going to be a much better Steppenwolf, a much more epic movie that ended with Darkseid, the boom tube, and we meet Darkseid. And then the second movie is Justice League. So in the first movie, we were also supposed to get introduced Green Lantern. The scene where Jeremy Irons, where we saw in the trailers, where Alfred is like, they said you'd come. Hopefully you're not too late. That was never Superman. That was supposed to be Green Lantern. And if you watch in the original trailers, there's green lights in the background. So we were supposed to get Hal Jordan. And at the end of that movie, they meet Darkseid, and Hal says, you guys got to come with me, and kind of explains Darkseid. So the second movie was supposed to be, Justice League 2 was supposed to be a cosmic adventure, like Guardians of the Galaxy, where the Justice League hooks up with the Green Lantern Corps, and they go to Apokolips to take on Darkseid and all the Apokolips minions. So at the end of that movie, though, they lose, and in Darkseid's rage, he destroys most of the cities of Earth, turns Earth into a wasteland. Which the third movie starts out with the dream sequence that we see in Batman v Superman. Yeah. And so in that movie, Batman is trying to defeat Superman, and they figure out a way to send Flash in the past to reset it and warn everybody. That's why we see Flash in Batman v Superman saying, I've gone too far back. And so in this movie, he actually gets to the right spot, resets everything in time for the Justice League. He gives them whatever information or whatever the storyboard was so that the Justice League this time, instead of losing to Darkseid, defeats Darkseid. Boom. Fucking cue the credits. That sounds goddamn amazing.
Well, and then you have something like, and it starts the Flashpoint paradox or something like that. And then they can just go crazy.
Well, and it makes much more sense, too, because the whole original idea was Superman's return. He was supposed to come back as a villain. And hinting at the idea of him turning bad for this third Justice League movie. So that way it doesn't seem like Superman just suddenly becomes evil. He comes back not himself after his resurrection. He's snapped back into it by Lois. And then in the last movie, Lois dies by Darkseid, and he turns completely evil and basically works for Darkseid. So it was an actual story plotline that pays out over long movies. Unfortunately, fans could not handle that. They couldn't handle, I don't know what's going on immediately, and why are people so dark and grim, and blah, blah. And Warner Brothers panicked. Yeah, and Warner Brothers panicked, and instead we got that bullshit Justice League movie, and now we've got 5 Joker movies.
Yeah, and then we get in the end where Superman's just he's just kind of strolling in, and
yeah, and we get fake mustache.
And Steppenwolf dies, and that's how the movie goes.
And fake mustache. His face looks like a rubber plastic man's face.
Oh, terrible!
Dude, I'm still mad. I realize we're never going to see that version of Justice League, but I still want to see the Zack Snyder cut. Honestly, here's what I say. Dust off that Justice League movies. Just dust them off and just do it. Still fucking do it. I say do it. That's what I say.
So, now that they've already So they got Wonder Woman, they got Aquaman.
Yeah.
What are the other ones that are they committed to on, other than Joker and Harley Quinn? Is there no other commitments right now?
Here's what I think's going to happen. Well, so here's what I think's going to happen. You want my opinion? I don't think Warner Bros. Is going to learn anything from this. I think what they're going to look at and say, oh, the Wonder Woman movie is really good, and the Aquaman movie did really good, basically because they let two super creative directors just have their way with the characters, and they were really good. And, you know, maybe Zack Snyder wasn't the right man to helm the whole thing. Maybe he needed help. Maybe he needed somebody with some oversight. Maybe it was just too much for him to be the director, the producer, the guy who does everything, you know. Maybe he'd been better off just being the director and having a Kevin Feige type kind of lead the way. But, you know, I personally, Man of Steel is one of my favorite movies of all time. I don't think we can sideline Superman. Everybody loves Henry Cavill as Superman. I think you put Man of Steel 2 into production. I think you put the Batman into production. I think you put Green Lantern in production. I don't think you shy away. Me personally, I'm not saying rush to a Justice League movie, but what I'm saying is don't shy away from the main characters because they didn't work in Justice League. Give them their own movies. Let people invest in these characters, then bring them together in Justice League.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a route that they should have been doing in the first place. I don't understand why. I do understand why they had to jump the gun as fast as they did because they're trying to play catch up. Yeah. But I think this is kind of showing that when they're developing these single movies and they're doing so well, this is kind of what people want. They want you to build the layers of it, you know. And will they understand that? I highly doubt it.
Well, and the sad part is as much as I don't mind a deconstruction of our heroes, like, listen, I like Batman v Superman. I know I'm alone in a lot. The director's cut, let me specify. I really enjoyed the director's cut. I like different takes on characters. I like that movie was kind of dark and had real world consequences. Yeah, it had problems. I didn't like the way that Doomsday looked. I mean, there's no reason why they couldn't have made him look exactly like he is in the comic books. But I mean, I don't think you give up, and I don't want them to not cross over. But put Justice League on the back burner for a little while. I just hope. My fear is that Warner Brothers is going to stay away from Justice League completely. That, you know, they're going to focus on individual movies and not even remotely on a shared universe, which I think is a mistake. These characters are great together, and they're great individual. You just have to get good filmmakers with a good vision and let them make their movies. You know, and don't try and shoehorn them in. Don't tell Zack Snyder, hey, make whatever movie you want, and then when you turns in a 3-hour, in my opinion, masterpiece, say, you need to chop this thing up, top 40 minutes off it, and make the movie almost incoherent.
Well, Ben Affleck being off Batman now, I mean, so what are they have to recast Batman, or should it be hey, here's Nightwing. He was training.
Well, no. Here's what I think. I like Ben Affleck a lot, but people are used to different Batmans. I think if you bring back Henry Cavill, everybody loves Jason Momoa. You keep Gal Gadot. If you recast Batman, bring in John Hamm, right? Kind of looks like Ben Affleck. Bring in John Hamm as Batman, and if he's good, no one's going to give a shit.
You think so?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I like Ben Affleck, but I don't.
I was thinking they should do like a Dick Grayson replacement.
Dude, I would love Nightwing, but don't shy away. Warner Brothers needs to not be scared. They have the best characters. Don't be afraid of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if one Batman movie works, don't be like, well, this means we got to go back to the drawing board. No, fucking keep making them. Just keep fucking making them. Maybe don't shell out $300 million and just be like, not pay attention, but just keep making them. People are going to watch them. They're great.
Yeah, they're going to make. I don't think they would lose money, honestly.
No. And you can use things like Suicide Squad to introduce a bigger universe because you have an ensemble characters. You can bring in villains from Batman and from Wonder Woman, and that way you can tie the universe together without having these. Oh, hey, Wonder Woman, why are you suddenly in my movie? You know, you don't need to do that. You can lay the groundwork for when they show up. It's organic, right? And then you can get to the point like. I mean, Marvel's got a problem because Marvel now cannot have standalone movies. You have to have other characters in your movies because nobody wants to just see Captain America. People want to see Captain America, Winter Soldier, fucking, Falcon. You gotta have more than one superhero in your movies now.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, Aquaman's going to be the same way. Next Aquaman movie, we're going to want to see more than just Aquaman.
Maybe they can bring in like Mr. Terrific or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be Batman or Superman, but
Yeah.
I mean, Shazam. I'm going to be pissed if Shazam doesn't have a Henry Cavill cameo.
My son is super stoked for Shazam.
So, but right now, I think Warner Brothers. I think their game plan is to make a lot of not major movies. I mean, you have Wonder Woman, but other than Wonder Woman, we don't have any big major motion pictures coming. I think Suicide Squad 2 is probably the biggest, and that's not even one of the Justice League. I mean, they need to be fucking neck deep in a Green Lantern movie right now. They need to be getting that going. They need to be getting a Flash movie going. Maybe not Cyborg, but I wouldn't mind seeing a Flash and Cyborg movie or a Teen Titans Go. It still mesmerizes me that they can do so well with their animated properties and their TV shows. Titans is fucking great. It captures the superheroes perfectly, and yet they still can't figure out how to get these fuckers in the movie.
Arrowverse, I mean, as poor as it's been this season, I mean, I haven't even been inclined to watch anything this year. But I mean, the Arrowverse shows are good.
Yeah, it was great. Flash, Flash hasn't been great, but I still watch it. To me, it's just a travesty that they try and hide so much. They look at Justice League. It's like they're ashamed of it. You know what? It didn't work. You made a mistake. You should have never brought in fucking Joss Whedon. We'll never know the entire truth of what exactly happened. I know Zack Snyder had a really bad personal tragedy, and maybe that is ultimately why they brought in Joss Whedon. But don't shy away because Justice League is not a good movie. Bring me more Superman. Give me a Man of Steel movie where he fights Brainiac and he's Man of Steel. I don't care. Give me all the Batman movie. Give me every superhero. Do not hide from your characters. But I don't want to see 9 fucking Joker and Harley Quinn movies. I just don't want to see them.
Well, yeah, stop trying to do the easy fallback.
Yeah, give me a Deathstroke movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Just stop with the easy fallback movies and, just take a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I hope Birds of Prey is good.
Marvel can take a obscure group with a raccoon and a whole bunch of other people that nobody's ever heard of and turn it into one of their biggest properties. I think you guys would do just fine, DC.
I don't like. I want to see a Batgirl movie. I'm totally fine with Birds of Prey. I like DC does a great job with their female-led characters, and I'm all for it. But don't only give me those. Don't hide away from the other main characters. Give me a Green Arrow, Black Canary movie. I'll take that. That'd be great.
Blue Beetle movie. I want to see Blue Beetle.
Yeah, give me a Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Just put everything in production. Don't just give me a bunch of weird... I don't want a Plastic Man movie. I want a goddamn Green Lantern movie is what I want.
Yeah.
Hell, bring back Ryan Reynolds. I don't care. Just make it good.
We have so many big characters that could hold a movie. But they can't shy away from the main 5. So,
yeah, I mean, listen... We should have a new Superman movie every couple of years, a new Batman, a new Green Lantern, a new Flash, and a new... I mean, listen, the DC Universe is large enough, you could literally give us 3 or 4 movies a year.
Mm-hmm.
Give us one really big... Every year, give us one big main star, and then give us 2 side projects. I don't care.
But we'll see.
But, I mean, the fact that this year, the only DC movies we're getting is Shazam and the Joker movie is a travesty.
But... hopefully Shazam does really well because I think
I hope
if Shazam does well, then that might bode well for the rest of these kind of movies.
Yeah, listen, I hope so. I want them all to succeed. I hope every comic book movie is good, but we'll see. But anyway, let us know what you guys think about the DC Universe, current state of it, whether you think we're way off base or if you have a better idea. We're always down to hear it. Oh, another thing I think they should greenlight immediately, Batman Beyond. Give me that Batman movie now. Right now. Immediately. So, yeah. All right. So, let's see here. That is all we got for you guys in news and our little comments. We don't have a lot of questions or recommendations, so we'll knock this out pretty quick. But, Ryan, from the Faithful 50, I think we only had one tonight, so...
From the Faithful 1.
From the Faithful 1.
The faithful one, Jeff.
166 episodes in, and we've finally regressed.
Jeff is now the leader of the GDR army. And he wants to know, what's something that you like now that you didn't like 15 years ago? And his is a dark beer, which kind of makes it, because I think 15 years ago, all I was drinking was like Coors Light because it was like, or PBRs because it was super cheap, but before it became cool to drink PBRs.
How old was that? 20, when I was 25? Jesus. That was an eternity ago. Scotch.
Yeah, when I was 21 years old. Holy shit.
I did not like Scotch.
Oh, Brian.
15 years ago. Love Scotch.
Yeah. Let's see. God. I mean, as Jeff said it, I didn't drink dark beers at all. I only drink light beers. But things that I do now.
What did I not like 15 years ago that I like now? Democrats.
You know, I will admit I was a Republican.
Dude, I voted for John McCain. It's my deepest, darkest secret.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That was the end for me. You know what? I honestly have to say, I just didn't know much about Obama, and we were kind of coming out of the Iraq War, and I thought somebody who should transition us. I like the idea of a soldier kind of helping an ex-soldier, ex-military person kind of help shepherding at us. And by this point, I didn't care as much. You know, I grew up as a Republican. I was living in God's country in a Christian family, so of course I was Republican. And I still remember that. I remember the moment I switched, man. I remember after voting for. I felt kind of weird about voting for McCain because I did like a lot of the things that Obama was talking about, but I just didn't know enough about him. I remember watching his acceptance speech and realizing, I was watching a moment in history. No, I wasted my vote on McCain. I did. I sat here and I was like, I voted wrong. I knew I voted wrong, and I listened to his speech, and I was inspired by him as a man and as a president right from that moment. And honestly, man, I knew in that moment in my heart, I was like, I'm not a Republican at heart at all. I always kind of consider myself a Republican, where I had both sides kind of thing. But man, at that moment, I knew. I was like, I will follow this man into a fucking anything.
Yeah, so, I mean, my thing was I was always liberal on social issues, but I always thought I was a fiscal conservative.
Yeah,
so
that's what I thought.
I just was like, you know, I just voted Republican because that's like, you know, fiscal conservatism, which does not exist in the Republican Party anymore. So
now you have a corporate party and a party of the people. Let's see what's going on there. But anyway, so there you go. Scotch and Democrats. Yeah. Two things I didn't like 15 years ago.
I was not playing Dungeons and Dragons 15 years ago, and I've been playing. I run a game with my son and his best friend and his best friend's dad, and my son runs a game now that he made just for me, and so I've been playing a lot of.
What else did I not like? I didn't like tattoos 15 years ago.
Ooh, yeah, that's changed slightly. Not a lot. It's not like you haven't gone crazy or anything.
I'll have more.
And remember, underneath all that, there's a Superman tattoo somewhere, just trying to come out.
Yeah, Jeff, I know you're mad about that, but it's still there. It's not like I got rid of it. It's still there. It's just covered up.
I wasn't a father 15 years ago.
Oh, shit. So, I didn't like kids 15 years ago. Wait a minute, I still don't like kids. Let's move on.
I just tolerate mine.
Yeah, God, 15 years ago. That is so. Oh my God, that's so long ago. Thanks, Jeff. Now I feel old.
I haven't even met my wife yet.
I got married.
Oh.
Well, let's see. It was 15. Not quite 15 years ago. Almost 15 years ago. I got married. I got married in 05. So I guess I'm a year off.
4. So.
I bought a house 15 years ago.
Oof.
My first home ever in my life.
Was that the one that I met? No, that was an apartment.
Yeah, I was still living in the apartment when I met you.
Yeah.
But then we bought the house.
15 years ago, I was in Central Washington University, senior year.
I mean, I was in high school 15 years ago.
No, you weren't, Brian.
Sure I was, Ryan. Shut up, Ryan. Don't you age me, you son of a bitch.
You bought a house when you were in high school?
Yeah. I worked really hard. I knew how to sweet talk my way into anything.
High school job.
Shut up. Let's not talk about the details. Oh, man. God. I couldn't grow facial hair 15 years ago.
Go to see the Seattle Seahawks fan base did not exist.
Yeah, they did. We went to the Super Bowl in 05, you asshole.
Yeah, but they didn't care about anything until...
What do you mean we didn't care about? You don't shut up, Mr. Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Born and raised in Washington, you fucking traitor. Whatever. I hope Big Ben visits you in a bathroom. Anyway, all right. Well, thank you, Jeff. Thanks for making us feel old and taking a walk down memory lane. I'd love to know, besides dark beer, beer. You know what? I remember back in 15 years ago, all we drank was Bud Light and Coors Light.
Yeah, because it was the cheap stuff, and we thought that's what you had to drink. We didn't know that.
No. I remember talking to an old dude, and I'm like, this is the good stuff. So young, so stupid. Yeah, I'm with you. I like dark beer. I'm kind of an amber guy. I do like IPAs, but they really fuck up my stomach, so, yeah. But Scotch and fucking... Democrats. I'm gonna stick with those my two answers.
I've found that I've been mixing a lot of liquor into my drinks now. So
I drink every day now. My kids, you know what? I'm either gonna die of high blood pressure or fucking liver failure. So I'm choosing the fun way out. Liver failure.
What's better is my wife gets those big huge jugs of the Arnold Palmer lemonade iced tea mix.
Oh, nice.
And so I just been. I make a nice big glass of that, and then I've been taking rum and vodka and just.
So I used to get this half gallon of vodka at Costco I still get it for $22. It used to last like 2 weeks. Now I got to last like 5 days.
Wow! So
that's not just me and the missus.
As long as your nose doesn't start turning red from alcoholism, then
we're good. We don't. The good news is because I don't drink all the time. It doesn't actually take. It only takes a couple drinks, and we feel really good. We're like,
yeah. I just get enough of. I mean, I'll just have one, and I'll get a good buzz, and that's all I really need. I don't need to be like.
I don't drink every day. I just fuck, man. I'm telling you, the kids are getting at that age where they never shut up. They always whine about everything, and I'm just like, I've got to check out a life. Dude, that pills.
Their thing now is to go into the kitchen and just get snacks.
God, I guess it's legal in Washington. I guess they just get high all the time. That's something. Anyway, all right. Well, Jeff, we'd love to know what you, besides dark beer, what you enjoy after 15 years. And honestly, anybody who didn't, even if you didn't ask a question, we'd love to hear what you guys like now that maybe you didn't like 15 years ago. It's a great question because it's a fun look at the past and how much you've changed. So.
Just remember, I'm not 21 years old anymore, and that makes me very sad.
God, well, 21 kind of sucks. I like being older in some aspects. I hate that my knees hurt all the time now. My fucking hair is falling out.
Yeah, I got married when I was in my late 21s, so.
I got married when I was 26.
Like, nobody would, like, pay attention to us. Like,
I thought you were going to say touch your wiener. I was like, well, I don't know what happens.
Like, that young couple, they're not going to buy anything.
Oh, yeah, dude. I remember those days. We'd walk in to buy a couch and nobody would talk to us. And I'm like,
yeah.
I got money, fuckers. Fuck off.
Or, like when I wanted to get, like, a new suit and, like, all the people in the suit department would just ignore me because they're like, oh, what's this guy walking around in here?
Whatever.
Wearing jeans.
Well, thank you, Jeff. And like I said, I'd like to hear everybody else's story, so appreciate the question. All right, and real quick, before we get the hell out of here, recommendations. What you should or shouldn't waste your time doing this week. I think we both got one. Ryan, would you like to go first?
Yes, I would recommend that on Netflix they have that show, not The Bodyguard, but just Bodyguard.
Oh, is that the one with the Stark boy, Rob Stark?
Rob Stark.
Does he have a wolf in it?
Without he's in. You get to see his butt a bunch.
But does he have a wolf?
He does not have a wolf. But
what? How does he not have a wolf? I thought that was in his contract. He has to have a wolf in every movie.
Like, you think the show is going to be one thing, and it's a completely different thing. It's not. I mean, my wife and I got through it in a whole weekend.
Isn't it only like 6 or 8 episodes?
It's like 6 episodes.
Okay.
So you can get through it, but It's when you read the captions on what it is in the beginning.
Yeah.
Don't be expecting that. It's a completely different show. We still enjoyed it.
Does he go to any weddings in this?
No. But there is a lot of British stuff. Very, very British. Extremely.
So, rumor is he's the front runner right now to be the next James Bond. After watching this, can you see him as James Bond?
No.
All right. Well, in that case, The Bodyguard on Netflix. Watch it now.
Sorry, Rob Stark, but
you'll forever be known as Rob Stark, not James Bond.
Rob
cool,
Stark.
Man. All right, check it out. I know I've been wanting to watch it, so I'm glad to hear that it was entertaining. So I'm gonna check it out. All right. So for my recommendation this week, I recommend. Let me pull it up here. So one of my favorite bands growing up was Weezer. Just a fun group that released a lot of fun songs. Maybe you know them as a sweater song. Don't unrun my sweater. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Walk as I walk away. Or maybe...
I got my hash pipe.
No. Or how about this? Ooh, you look just like Buddy Holly. Woo! Or Mary Tyler Moore. I don't care what they say about me. Anyway, I don't care about that. Anyway, those guys. So this week, they dropped a surprise album.
Songs.
Yes. They always name their albums after colors. So, like, they have the blue album, the green album, the red album. Well, they just dropped the teal album on Throwback Thursday, so a couple days ago, or like last week, I guess. And nobody knew it was coming, and they dropped it. So the most we've heard, before I tell you what the songs are, what the album is, a little while ago, probably last year, there was a super Weezer mega fan who just kept lighting them up because he wanted to, for some reason, hear them do a cover of Toto's Africa. And he just wouldn't let it go, and it somehow became a movement where everybody wanted to hear Weezer do Africa. And so Weezer put out a public service on the Twitter that says, "Your wishes are coming too. We're dropping a Toto cover tomorrow." And they dropped Roseanne. Rosanna, who's the same band. And so everybody was like, "Are you kidding me?" Well, then the following day they did it and they dropped Africa. And it was like one of the most, dropped my phone. And it was one of the most downloaded songs on iTunes, and the video hit 7 million views and people went batshit crazy. It was a great cover. And so apparently that inspired him because they released a secret album that nobody knew they were working on called the Teal Album. Let's see if you can see it here. Called the Teal Album. You everybody see it? Yep, the teal. See, it's blue. And here are the songs. It is 10 cover songs, and these are the songs that you are going to get. Africa is on it, so if you haven't already bought that. Everybody Wants to Rule the World, which is a great cover. Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. Take On Me from Aha. Happy Together, I think from the Monkees, maybe. So happy together, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. Paranoid from, I think, Black Sabbath. Mr. Blue Sky, most recently from the intro of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. No Scrubs from TLC.
Always a good one.
Which might be my favorite. Billie Jean, it's not my favorite, but it's pretty good. It's kind of hard to cover Michael Jackson, but it's not bad. And then Stand By Me, which might be my new favorite cover song of all time. So you can get it for $7 or $8 on iTunes or Google Play. It's only 36 minutes because all the songs are old, but it is just, I've probably listened to this album 20 times already, and I just bought it.
I'm doing 6-minute Queen songs, so.
Yeah, I would love for them to cover Queen, but I feel like that's just sacrilege. So I think the songs they covered were great, but I suddenly, after listening to this, want Weezer to cover every song because they're just great at it. I don't know. I highly recommend it. It's a fun album. If you want something that's just going to make you smile, buy it. Quick side note, I just found out I'm a Verizon subscriber. Apparently Verizon launched a new thing with Apple and they didn't tell anybody. If you are a Verizon Beyond Unlimited or above Beyond Unlimited, so their top 2-tier plans, they are now offering you Apple Music for free. And even if you have an Android, you say, I can't do that. I have an Android phone. Doesn't actually matter. You can get the Apple Music app on your Android, and you can still get Apple Music for free if you have one of those plans. So Apple Music's plans usually go anywhere from $10 to $15. So something I got, I have Beyond Unlimited on Verizon, so I got it for free. And if you get that, you can get the Weezer album absolutely free. So
a good reason to switch to Verizon.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I pay $60 a month for unlimited everything. If you throw in the $15 Apple plan, really I'm paying $45 a month for unlimited everything. And now I have unlimited music through Apple.
Not too shabby.
Yeah, definitely worth the value. So I found that I was very excited. Some people, I told everybody, and some people were very unhappy because they realized they did not have one of the top tier unlimited plans. So they did not get it for free. But fun part is if you actually switch to the unlimited, the higher tier plan, and get Apple Music for free, you end up saving like $5. So
nice.
There you go. So anyway, check it out. All right. Anything else, Ryan, before we get the hell out of here?
No, but I can tell people where to find us, Ryan.
You should do that right now.
All right. You can find us on YouTube at the Geek Dad Report, and Facebook at the Geek Dad Report, and Twitter at the Geek Dad Report. Brian is Brian West 53, and I am Big Bruiser. We are also on iTunes, which is 99.9% caught up. I still got to do Mowgli. And then you can also find us on podhell.com with our friends, the Utah Outcasts.
The best.
And make sure that you go to all of our stuff. Subscribe, like us.
Hit the button.
Give us button. Oh, is there a button? Are we going to be adding buttons now?
No. I mean, hit the button that says subscribe, and then there's like a little arrow thing that means share. You hit that one too.
We're not putting in the extra effort to put a subscribe button on the actual show.
Time for that.
Yeah. So, and make sure you just go to our social media. We're always talking about stuff, and we're always just wanting to have a conversation. So, if you feel you need like to nerd out, and not doing it in front of your spouse who might look at you funny, then just come to us.
You put your headphones in, and people wonder why you're just laughing so hard.
Yeah, we will give you a safe space to be a nerd. So,
always.
There you go.
Thank you, Ryan. That was majestic and glorious, and I officially have part of a boner. Anyway, thanks everybody for watching. You guys are awesome. Hopefully you don't freeze to death if you're in the Midwest. If you do, make sure you have a big blanket or someone to snuggle with and watch our show. So, like Ryan does. But as always, thanks for joining us. And until next week, everyone, stay awesome.
And stay warm and nerdy.
Definitely warm. Mostly nerdy, though. Later.